Everybody, my button hasn't gone live. We are live, that's okay. We have to wait for the red button. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Castlerea Weekly Roundup. It is Sunday, the 2nd of November. I don't know where the months have gone. We obviously weren't here last week. It was the bank holiday weekend, and as you know, we tend to take it off and enjoy ourselves. So we're back now after 2 weeks. The clocks went back, so it's now darker in the evening and a little bit more miserable out, but we won't let that worry us too much, so we won't. We'll get used to it. But I just want to, the first thing I want to say is to remind people, if you are out walking and running in town or on the roads and anything like that, will you please get a high-vis jacket. You can get them for free on the RSA website, or just buy them below Wispy's. But I've noticed a huge amount of people, especially since the clock went back and it's getting darker a little bit earlier, a lot of people out walking or running or cycling, either from work or in the evening recreationally or whatever, and wearing no high-vis or any reflective gear. So it just makes it easier to see you and less likely to cause an accident. And obviously for everyone's safety, it just makes things a little bit better. Speaking of runners, I'm going to bring on straight away my first 3 guests, all the way from, well, they're all Castlerea, but they were in Dublin at the weekend, running around Dublin City. Come on in here to me. I have Peter, Michelle and Keith. You will know them from, they were on with us last year, Castlerea Crusaders, so they were. And you were on, I think you've been on a few times. But anyway, we're here to talk to them tonight about the marathon. You all competed in the Dublin City Marathon. Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Show us your medals. Very fancy medals.
I've stuck it as if I'm wearing it still.
Very nice. Can you see it and I'll bring it up?
Landmarks of Dublin.
All the landmarks of Dublin. It's very cool, so it is. Well done. So, we were just chatting beforehand. This isn't your first marathons. You've done 2?
10.
Keith's on 10 and Michelle's on 2. And all very respectable times. Competition this year with these 2?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, we both came within a second of each other after 42.2k. So, I mean, that's...
Not too bad.
That's unfortunately, this is not me, it's Keith that got 1 second on me. So
He got 1 second on you. And Michelle, you have a personal best as well?
Yeah, I managed to knock about 14 minutes off my first marathon, and I came in just under 3:49 this year. So
14 minutes? That's a lot, isn't it? Yeah.
Just shows the training helps.
Training.
Yeah.
Speaking about training, give me a kind of a typical rundown of what training for a marathon looks like. This isn't something you just pick up and do. You obviously have to train for it and train hard for it.
yeah, well, if I could say,
Yeah.
you typically find a lot of people will do something like a 16-week of training, something around about that amount. Some do even do more than that if they really want to. But 16 weeks, you know, gradually building up the distance. They may do some milestone along the way. They might run a half marathon in the middle of their training to see how they are doing. We typically also even run a 3/4 marathon before we even do the full marathon. But there are people who just go straight in and do it. You know, everyone has a different response to how that training goes. But I would say you know, a lot of people will start off smaller than that.
Yeah.
And they start off at sort of a couch to 5k level. They go on to do 5Ks and 10Ks maybe. This is more, you know, a typical kind of way of doing it. There are people who just are very determined to see a marathon in their life. It's a bucket list item and they want to get it done. They go hard, let's say, you know, but they will, you know, hopefully not injure themselves doing that. But, you know, the smart way to do it is to take your time and get into it.
Plan it and do little by little every week. Yeah. So obviously you've done this before. We've had you on before talking about Couch to 5k with Castlerea Crusaders, and we've had you on talking about Parkrun as well. And we were only chatting. We were saying beforehand the Couch to 5k this time last year that qualified competed in a race today.
They did. They were out south of Tune there in Carfin in an 8k race and a 10-mile race. That was a good landmark for them to be getting after a year. We've had some of them even do a half marathon, but it's just the sheer joy we had today. There was 13 of the club out there today. We had good weather for it, and people were very, well, they very much liked having the run, but there's the usual thing of like, oh, the hills are hard, and
the fun and the camaraderie.
Yeah, as usual, and the camaraderie and just the perseverance to see them through that, because.
And Keith, you have a group graduating Couch 5K next week?
That's correct, yeah. So this Thursday they'll do their 8th Thursday, so they've done 8 weeks, and then they will graduate on Saturday with their 5K at the Park Run. So it's been good. There was quite a big group this time, so I know even from the last time we were on it last year when we talked about it, there was big interest. But it just seems like the interest was even bigger again, the enthusiasm and just the commitment and the people that are turning up, and they're getting so much out of it. So yeah, they graduate this Saturday. It's really exciting to see how they get on and just to see them, completing it.
And it literally is from, if you have no running experience, to completing your 5K.
Yeah, so I suppose the way we kind of put it forward was tailored towards, if you're a complete beginner, it's not really based on like speed or your fitness or anything like that. It's just looking at bringing on your fitness. So from day 1 up to week 9, can you improve your fitness and how far can you take it? But it's a personal journey that you're on.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much what we were looking at. So yeah, whether you're like been running for a while or haven't run at all, or if you were someone who was maybe injured and wanted to get back into running, it's a way back in as well, just to build up your fitness slowly. But no experience needed, and we just say come, even if you're only coming for a social group and you wanted to get to meet new people and get fit at the same time. That to me is a win.
So you probably won't be running one now before Christmas, but in the new year you'll probably run another one.
Yeah, so I know last year when we came and talked about it, there was a lot of interest. It's the timing of it as well. Like you got to think about the weather. Once you run into the winter, it can become difficult just with the roads and stuff.
Yeah.
And then early spring is possibly a window there for having a Couch to 5K. But we were tied up with a lot of racing in the clubs, so we kind of let it slide and we waited till the end of the summer. But the demand is getting more and more.
Yeah.
I think it's coming to a stage where we possibly have to look at running 2 a year rather than just having that 1 a year.
Just fantastic. Yeah. So we keep an eye on the Crusaders Facebook page, and you let us know if there is going to be one. Maybe as you say, coming into spring or something like that. I was laughing. We were chatting before, and I was saying one of the questions I might ask was like, have you any superstitions or rituals before your race?
Don't really have many before the race.
But I like the one you finished with this year.
This one now is becoming famous. It was a very seasoned runner who told me this for my first marathon. Said, when you finish that race, have a shot of whiskey. She said it will warm you up and it will keep your bones from seizing up and keep the muscles. And it honestly really works. And everyone, there was more people at the finish line. They heard us talk and they're like, what works? And the whiskey was passed around the finish line. Yeah, it was, and honestly, it does work.
There you go.
Yeah.
It sure does. Yeah. Everyone will take up running at the end. And then you nearly got kidnapped by a gym because they promised them more whiskey.
And socks.
So it's the little things, so it is. Any marathons on the bucket list? Where would you love to go next?
I'd say for myself, like one I'd always love to do is the London Marathon, but it's incredibly difficult to get into it. There's so many people want to do it, and I possibly look, and I like personally for myself in the last couple of years I've started to do like I was saying to you earlier, a spring marathon and an autumn marathon, because it just keeps that consistency where you train all year round. Yeah. If you're able to deal with the workload and deal with the miles, but I would love to head off to Europe and do even like Seville or Barcelona or Milan or something like that. Just just to mix it up.
Experience it in
Yeah,
a different
it would be
city.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
It's all Irish marathons you've done so far.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we haven't gone international just yet. We're looking for a good sponsor.
I suppose, it probably does eat into your
Finances.
finances, your social life. If you're training, there's no going out, there's no, going out drinking, you're missing parties and all them sort of things. It's probably very different. And work, you're probably trying to get in your training because it's a couple of hours. I know you're doing them in 3 and 4 hours, but
It is fitting in the longer runs at
Yeah.
times. Because you do train probably up to 3/4 at least of a marathon distance in training of a run.
Right,
You know,
yeah.
so
that's a couple
Yeah.
hours,
Yeah.
yeah.
if you're doing them. Well, fingers crossed. Where would you like to go next, Michelle?
London as well.
London as well.
Yes, I'd love to do London, and New York was lovely today.
Yeah.
So that'd be a good one to do. Yeah.
Peter?
Well, like not just marathons, right? So like I want to in 26. My focus is on. I'm going to go run some mountain races
Okay.
of mountains in Ireland, and I'm also going to see if I can get into Masters Athletics as well, which is getting into track running.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
So that's part of my goals, and a backyard ultra, which we probably don't have time to explain, but a backyard ultra briefly is running repeatedly around in circles until
I think so. Okay.
until you've run a certain distance in an hour, and then keep doing it until you can't do it anymore.
Has Gary done this, Gary Elbert? Did
He has
do
done
something like
ultra
that?
marathons for sure,
Yeah.
and this is a type of ultra marathon where you will have 1 hour to complete, in this case 6.7k, and you decide how quickly you run that, how much rest you want, and you try to keep going at that until you say,
Let's go.
my feet are not going to handle it,
Anymore.
and you can't drink any more whiskey. Whiskey's not doing it yet.
But you can follow along. You're very good at sharing stuff on the Castlerea Crusaders page, and you're very good at all the congratulations and the praise and all the runs and everything. So we would ask everyone, go and follow the Castlerea Crusaders Facebook page. All the information will be up there, and as I say, you're great at sharing all your little wins and your big wins and your marathons and all that kind of
Can I
stuff.
just say, it's a social club with a lot of focus on shared enjoyment for everyone, and we have people joining us from, as I say, beginners, as we're saying. We have people who don't want to go near a marathon. We have people that just come to get the social community running and things. They may not even enter races. So like we're a broad church.
Broad church. And we had Catherine Handley on a couple of weeks ago, and she was talking about the juvenile side of it, and that's gone so big. And then during the summer, he ran the Run with the Roses for the festival, which was a fantastic event.
Yeah.
That was your first ever 5k that you organised, and it went
we're a young club.
young club, and you got a great turnout, and everyone said it was such a very well run event and great. I suppose you have so much experience going to all these runs that you kind of knew what you wanted and you didn't want, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we just wanted something that everybody could do, because it's just a point I'd like to make. I've heard a lot of people say, oh, I couldn't join a running club, I'm not fast enough.
No, yeah.
But that's not part of our club. But you mean everybody, you run whatever pace you want, and even if you are a faster runner, you might be doing your slower run that day. So you get to chat to everybody different along the way. So there's no such thing as being too slow for a running club. It's for everybody, and like the more the merrier. It's brilliant. I think every race we go to, we're like, oh, we have a club. Come and join us. And I've been this evening. Been a few messages saying, so how would I go about joining the club? It's brilliant. It really is.
It's a good point. It's just like, although we might be here talking about the marathon, and Peter has brought this point up before, it's not the be all and end all.
No.
I mean, we all got into running for different reasons, and I'm pretty sure it wasn't to run marathons. It's just kind of where our journey has took us, that we are running them and we are pushing ourselves to that limit. But for me personally, I got into it was for the headspace. It was to meet people, it was a social outlet, and it brought more into my life than I thought it ever was going to do. But initially it was just because I thought, I need to get fit and I want to clear my head a bit. But and then the journey it took us on was completely different. So we don't want people to think you have to be a marathon runner. And it's really a good point Michelle said there, and what I can hear in that is, you come to the club and we're all in it for different things, but we're all in it for the same thing. So it's kind of like you find your tribe, and you know we welcome everyone. So it's kind of like a club for everyone, wherever your fitness is at.
And it's not running every night. I was out with you one night and you were doing hill runs. You were practicing your hills. So it's not just literally running around in a circle, you know.
In fact, we had one very experienced runner join our club, and he was about a year in the club, and he said, "Do you know, I don't think you've ever done the same thing twice."
Yeah.
Do you know, when it comes to the design of the session, you know. So we really do mix it up. We have fun. We have some social type events with running that are fun as well. We've got a treasure hunt run that we're going to do, a team treasure hunt around the town before the end of the year. So yeah, we've got a lot of other things that we get up to as well. Mini Olympics this year, you know, so it's lots of fun.
Lots of fun. There you go. So keep an eye on the Castlerea Crusaders Facebook page. I know this time of year people don't like going out in the dark and the rain, but the new year everyone will make a burst for their fitness and everything.
Yeah.
So if you're
come to us now. Yeah. You're coming. Yeah.
Come to the Crusaders. If you're thinking about getting back into running, want to take up running, want to improve your running, this is the place to be. And you're a lovely, friendly bunch. Follow them on Castlerea Crusaders Facebook page, and all the information will be there. Thank you
very much. Thank you.
So yeah, I meant to say when we started as well to do the usual, give us a like, share our broadcast at the end, and leave us a comment. We love to see them all. There's lovely comments coming in here. Maggie Berman is saying it's a fantastic club, lovely people, and a real asset to the area. So well done to you. Yeah, there's plenty of comments. You'll see them. Thanks very much, guys. We'll see you later on. So that is my marathon. I have another guest, and I'm going to bring him on as well now. Before I do all the usual chit chat. This is, you all know him, Paul Gynn. How are you, Paul?
Susan, how are you?
I'm great. There's no complaints out of me. You're coming on tonight. The Town Trust have an exciting proposal to develop a community-led solar farm in the area, known as Cow Park, which is down at the back of the GA Centre.
So the Town Trust hope to build a community solar park in the area known as the Cow Park in the Demesne. Now, people that aren't too familiar with the Demesne might wonder, is this going to affect any of the recreational areas? But it's an area that's only really used for grazing sheep and cattle at the moment, and it got its name from people in the town being able to keep a cow when times were tough.
Okay.
So we're hoping to change that field now into something that will be more productive, and we will build a community solar park, and its sole purpose will be to maintain the Demesne, upgrade the Demesne, and it needs upgrading, and also to support all the clubs and societies in the town that really need help, you know. So that's our ambition, and we're fortunate in that we've got a feasibility study done by experts, and they're going to present their findings on Thursday, that's next Thursday, at 8 p.m. in the Trinity Arts Centre. So I would ask everybody to please come along. You will find out an awful lot more, and there is a lot to find out about this because it's a serious undertaking, and we will be looking for the support of the people of the town. We're not looking for money now, in case people say, hold on a second now, this is going to cost. It is going to cost a lot of money, but we're taking this at stages. We're not rushing down the road and looking at the big finances that are involved. We're just saying, we have a feasibility study done. It is saying it's very feasible. It is something that we should pursue further. So the next stage will be to get the public to know about it and to buy into it, because I see no downsides to this. Now, I've been working on this project.
Yes, you've been working on it for a number of years.
I have, yes.
This isn't something that popped up overnight.
No.
And you have met with similar community-led
Yes.
projects,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
you've got the experts in, and there's been a lot of work. So the meeting on Thursday night is to just relay all of that to the public.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. It might be a bit of a surprise for people to hear that, Castlerea would take on a project of this size, because it is a major undertaking. We're talking about a multi-million operation here. It's something that would be frightening if you were just to look at the big picture and say, oh, we couldn't do that. But I believe we can. And I think there's a huge headwind or a following wind behind us, helping us to get this. The government want us to do things like this because they have set targets. And without communities like Castlerea, and hopefully as a result, and the example of Castlerea, other communities will do similar things, they will not meet their targets for 2030. So there's a lot of help out there that we can access. But our first step is feasibility, which we have done. Our next step is to tell everybody, this is what we've done, this is how exciting it is, this is something that could really benefit the town for generations.
Generations, yeah.
And then we go to planning. So our next step after meeting everybody, explaining what we're doing, and hopefully getting the support of everybody in the town. And I know you have a link up on
We'll be putting a link up, yeah. I'll share that.
and it's just a letter of support saying, yeah, this is a good idea, we'd like to support it, because we need everybody's help when we go to planning. Planning is not simple, and it involves several reports that are very costly, and it's an area that we have to look at and figure out how we're going to get that paid for, because we could be talking, up to 50,000 just for planning, because there'll be archaeological reports needed, and that and habitat reports and so on, and glint and glare reports. The solar park has to reach the highest standards. This, because we're a community group, is not going to be any lower. The standards are not going to be lower than commercial groups. But whatever we have to do, eventually we get there, because we can look at this as about a 10-year project. We've done 5 years so far.
So far, yeah.
And I would say probably it'll take us another 3 to 4, maybe 5, to get it over the line. But if we do manage to do that, it will transform the community in the town.
So basically, the profits that will be taken from this renewable energy source will go back into fund. It's not going to a big international company. It's not going to a big national company. It's going back into the town.
Yes.
It's going into the town's trust.
Yes.
For the Demesne.
The town trust, its sole purpose is to manage the Demesne for the people of the town. And what people probably don't realise, and maybe the town trust has some responsibility in this, is that it's quite expensive to maintain the Demesne.
And the storm.
Yeah, so
huge damage.
Without any storm, it costs about 15,000 a year to maintain the Demesne. Then we have capital projects. That's another 5,000 a year to pay the grant, the extra piece of the grant that's needed. And there's a lot of projects that we've done. And then we had storm. And that was devastating. And we have cleaned up some of it. There's still more work to be done, and that's very expensive. So we do need another revenue source. The trust is really running on money that was made down the years. I mean, the trust was started actually in 1919. It's an incredible thing to think that it was there before the state was formed. And the people that are in the trust are all living locally, are all volunteers, and that has been the case from the very beginning. And we're at a stage now where we have to make sure that if we're going to continue with the trust, we need this revenue stream. And I believe we can do it, and it will fundamentally change not just the Demesne, it'll upgrade it to a standard that should be there. But we can help the GAA, the golf, the music society,
the Crusaders,
all those bodies that, if they have one thing in common, it is everybody is trying to find money to keep going.
It's continuous,
Can you just imagine, when you boil the kettle tonight, you effectively sent money over to the Gulf states. That's where that, because it was generally money that was used. Oil was bought, or gas was bought. Now, if we could produce that electricity and keep the money in town,
Wouldn't it
what's
make-
wrong with that?
What's wrong with that at all?
Yeah,
Wouldn't
so
it be
that's really,
fantastic?
that's the vision we have. And it is a fairly big vision, but believe me, it is doable.
It is doable. It is doable.
It
Let's
is
say
doable,
if-
yeah. I'm just so pleased when I meet government agencies. They're all willing to help. And
Well, it's the way forward. It's a renewable energy.
yeah, it
It's
is.
sustainable.
Yeah,
It's green. It's the way we need to be moving forward. And we met and we chatted about it, and I was worried about the field,
yeah.
but even the way you do things is animals can still graze.
Yes.
There's
yeah.
going to be a rewilding section.
There is going to be a section of it.
Yeah.
And while the feasibility study will show that there are 2 areas of archaeological interest in the field, they will be sectioned off.
Sectioned off.
And they will
And
be
protected.
protected,
Yeah.
and we'll be able to use them to rewild and for biodiversity. So, I don't see any downside to
No.
this. It's just something that we need to think a bit bigger and a bit outside the box than we've been doing up to now.
And we spoke about how this is huge in Europe and Scotland. All the communities in Scotland are using this.
And as well as that, Susan, I do think that we have to give some support and leadership to our children and grandchildren.
Yeah.
We got an energy master plan carried out. I think Gareth was actually responsible for getting that. So there's the Castlerea Energy Master Plan carried out. And in that there's a very interesting statistic. So the town burns nearly 5,000 tonnes of CO2 using electricity every year. Now, when you put it in a context like that, and we're a small town, but that's how much CO2 is going into the atmosphere by the use of electricity only. Now, we're not talking about the fires, we're not talking about transport, we're just talking about that. If we can build this solar farm, we can avoid between 1/3 and 1/2 of all of that. Now, that is a serious commitment. And what it does is, young people will say, well, people in Castlerea are trying to do something with the problems that we're facing. And we see it all the time on the television every day. There's these, they talk about once in a lifetime hurricanes, but you know what?
Well, sure, look at
They're happening all the time.
Look at we've had 2 major storms this year
Already.
in Ireland.
Already it has affected us. So, again, Thursday evening in the Trinity Heart Centre,
That's Thursday
8
the
p.m.
6th. 8
Thursday
p.m.
the 6th, please
Come along.
come along. And I'm hoping that we'll have a good crowd because we have Global Green are the people who have done the feasibility. They're experts in that field, and they have some really interesting statistics and facts to tell the people. And I just would like to see people there to support this. And if people have questions, we'd love to answer them.
Love to answer them.
Yeah.
Oh, that's exactly,
Yeah.
Come along, and because people, there will be concerns, and one of the things, we were chatting about was would it affect house prices and stuff like that, and we've gone and got answers from that.
Well, we know from our experts are saying that it would enhance house
It would
prices.
enhance, because we
Yeah.
were chatting to, I was chatting to an auctioneer, and he said, if the money is going back into the community and into things that are involved in the community, that will only enhance, your house price.
Yeah, I think we have an opportunity to be a leader in this field. Now, I can tell people we are not the first.
No.
So we're not breaking new ground here. We're learning from others. So in relation to this next stages, when we get the planning permission and then we're looking at the financials, we will learn from how others managed it. And they did. And they are, in the near future, they'll be going to generation of electricity. So we sit down with them, we find out how they did it, we find out where they got their loans and things like that.
And learn from their mistakes.
And
it's the best way.
learn from their mistakes. So it's good
And when you
wisdom.
see so many people putting solar panels on their houses
Yeah.
nowadays, and that's for their own home and their
Yeah.
own benefits,
Yeah.
My own sister done it, and they love watching the app. and seeing, you know, how much money they're saving and,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, again, the Global Green were saying that when we build this, there will be something in the school showing the amount of electricity being generated.
Yeah.
There'll be something maybe, you know, on the square showing this is our electricity and that's how much it's making for the town. So
Isn't it amazing?
what's wrong with
Yeah.
it?
Well,
Yeah.
what's wrong with it?
Yeah.
I think it's a win-win all round. I think it's a fantastic project, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing it progress over
Yeah.
the next few years.
Well, it's been slow. It's been slow, I must say. I mean, as I said,
But you're being meticulous.
yeah,
and just
we
making
just
sure
have to be
it's-
careful to make sure we do the right thing at the right time.
Yeah.
And we now know where we are with the feasibility study. So we're going to go to the next stage with the backing of the people of the town.
Mhm.
And as I say, if anybody has any issues or questions,
You're more than welcome.
Let's
Yeah,
hear it.
yeah.
Let's hear it, and we'd be
Yeah.
delighted to answer them and allay any fears. But yeah, there's a lot of positives in this.
Yeah, not a positive.
Yeah.
So Thursday night, Thursday 6th, 8 p.m. up in Trinity Arts.
Yeah.
We'd love to see everybody.
Great.
Or if you have any concerns, you can email, what's the Town Trust email address?
Oh.
I'll look it up here.
When you're looking it up, can I
Yeah.
just wish Sheila and Mary Margaret all the best, because I know they love watching this program, and I'd love just to say hi, Sheila. and Mary Margaret.
I don't have an email address, but I will find one and we will
Yeah.
share it afterwards.
Yeah.
So we will, yeah.
for sure.
So we will. So if you can't make the meeting but have any questions, you'll be able to contact
Yeah.
the Town Trust.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
hopefully Thursday night.
We'll answer
Trinity Arts.
We'll answer a lot of questions.
Well, we'll
So
certainly
it's
let
good.
everybody know.
Exactly.
Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much for coming on, Paul.
Great.
We'll chat to you Thursday
Okay,
night. I'll
Susan.
be there.
Thank you.
So I will. Okay. There's loads of messages coming in, so keep them coming in. That's what I love to see. Thank you very much. I want to say hi to Bernie. He's tuning in all the way. He's still over in New York. Hi Bernie, how are you? Marina Donnelly Malloy is saying hello from Kinnegad, and well done to everyone in Castlerea. We have the great Crusaders, so they are. Kate Giblin, running groups are great. Castlerea Crusaders are so welcoming and always encouraging and supportive, a great asset to our community. You're very right, Kate, so you are. Hi Shirley, Shirley is tuning in so as well, so she is. Flo Corcoran is tuning in. Hi Flo, how's all over there with you and Dudley? Anne Elwood is watching. Hi Anne, how are you? Lovely to have you. So keep the messages coming, and I'll read them out, any that I come across. I have a few more bits and bobs before we finish up tonight. I know we're kind of gone over the half an hour, but I won't keep you too long. Just to let you know, Tuesday the 11th of November, it is donating blood down in the hub from 10 to 4 until 10 past 8. Book your appointment online at www.giveblood.ie, or you can phone 1800 731 137. That's just to make your appointment. The Irish Blood Transfusion Service will be down there for a couple of hours. They always have a great turnout, so please go along and donate blood if you can. There's a coffee morning and a bake sale next Saturday the 8th of November in Michael Glavy's GA complex from 10 until 12, with all proceeds going to the National Breast Cancer Research Institute. So if you're around Banlot next Saturday morning, from 10 to 12, pop into Michael Glavy's and enjoy a cup of coffee or treat yourself to something nice from the bake sale. Our very own Aoife O'Rourke has been nominated for an Olympic Sport Award. It's a public vote, so you can vote for Aoife on www.olympicsportawards.com. Voting closes on the 14th, so please make an effort and give her a vote. We shared the link on castlerea.ie during the week, so you can click that if you want and just vote. That'll be fantastic. Castlerea St. Kevin's have a new online lotto platform. You can check it out. It made it so much easier to get your lotto tickets now online. There was no winner of this week's jackpot. The numbers drawn were 1, 6, 17 and 22. The lucky dip winners were Bernie Ryan, Tom Finnegan, Ashkin and Lorraine O'Regan. That was an annual ticket. Sheila Baker and Regina Finnegan. The next draw is next Friday night. It's for 6,200 and the draw will take place in Doherty's. The online lotto platform link is linked here on our Facebook page as well, or check out Castlerea St. Kevin's Bingo and Lotto Facebook page, it'll be there as well. Castlerea Drama Society had a fantastic 4-night run with their 2 one-act plays. So they've done 4 nights. They've done a night in Garvey's in Ballintubber, 2 nights in Doherty's, and a night in Ballala in Campbell's. And they had a fantastic turnout, and it was really, really fantastic. Everyone really enjoyed it. They very kindly donated €500 from their door proceeds to Cree, and they presented that to Yvonne Ryan and the TY students up here in Castlerea Community School, because they had organised, along with the Castlerea Town team, the first Cree night run there in mid-October. And we're thrilled to say that we raised a whopping €5,700 for Cree. So that was for everybody who registered online, or donated on the night, and the Drama Society donation. So that's 5,700, which is absolutely amazing. Thank you everybody for the support and who came along, and we had a brilliant, brilliant night, and hopefully we'll see you back next year. The hospice shop has all their Christmas stock out on the shop floor. They have plenty of gifts, decorations and festive jumpers are all available, so pop over and grab yourself a bargain. Castlerea Musical Society will hold their annual table quiz on Friday the 14th November in McGorky's. It takes place at 9 p.m, tables of 4 or €40. Always a great night. There's a great old crack at it, so there does. So pop along to that Friday the 14th of November. An event is taking place in Trinity Arts for 2 special community events: Mind Your Farm, Mind Yourself, Together We Thrive. So it's supporting farmers, families and rural communities and helping everyone thrive together. So 2 dates, November the 12th and November the 19th, from 10 to 2 in the Trinity Arts. There's guest speakers, information stands, free health checks and refreshments. So come along and connect, learn and support each other, and it'll be a great day. It'll be 2 great days. They're lovely events, so they are. So that's the November the 12th and the 19th. We will share it again tomorrow just to remind everybody. And that's nearly me. We just want to say a massive congratulations to Alicia Callahan, who married the fabulous Stephen on Friday. They had a great day. I think Brie Jean is still celebrating, so she is. They had a wonderful time over in Brayfay. So congratulations to those 2. Happy birthday to Maggie Birmingham. She's celebrating her birthday tomorrow. We want to wish a very happy birthday to Mary D, who's celebrating her birthday on Thursday. Barry Regan is also celebrating his birthday on Thursday. And we want to say a very special happy birthday to Barry Lennon out there in Boho. He is celebrating his birthday on Friday. And Michael Gilligan is celebrating a big roundy birthday on Friday as well. So happy birthday to Michael down there in Ferrymount. And I'm just going to finish with this. I was delighted when I saw this, but Roscommon has been named the safest county in Ireland to raise a family in a recent study. And Ireland has also been ranked 2nd safest country in the world according to the Global Peace Index. So we're just behind Iceland. So we're blessed to live in such a safe and welcoming community. We always think it's a great little town, and this proves it. The whole county is fantastic, so it's lovely to see it. It's a great place for families, and yeah, I was delighted to read that, so I was. So that is me. I'm not sure which one of the 2 will be back next week, but someone will be here, and we'll see you all Thursday night in Trinity if you can make it. That's at 8 p.m. for the Town Trust solar farm information night, and we'll see you then on the 12th and the 19th for the Mind Yourself, Mind Your Farm, Together We Thrive events. Lots of fun stuff coming up, and we keep it all here on Castlerea.ie. It's also on our website, Castlerea.ie website, and you also see this broadcast on our YouTube channel. After this, we upload it straight away. For anybody that's not on social media but likes to watch it, you can share the link with them and they get to know all the news and information. Have a great week. Enjoy yourselves. Stay safe. If you're out and about, wear your high-vis jackets. We don't want anybody getting knocked down or clipped or anything like that. So stay safe, take care of yourselves, and we'll chat to you all next week.